What up, party poopers? Start pooping right now. No worries, I'm your poop coach, Shizzles and Giggles. I'm here to guide you on your poop taking journey to make sure you don't take a long dump because we don't want hemorrhoids. All right, today is Wednesday, May 7th, 2025. What has been happening these past few days? Well, let's start off with economic and financial news. If you watched my last video, you'll know that Palantir, PLTR, ticker symbol PLTR, had its earnings report on Monday, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, after stock market hours. And it actually met expectations and even beat expectations by a little bit. However, that was not good enough for the stock market. And man, it tumbled 15% almost, or approximately, from 125 to 106. And man, did that hurt. Again, if you watch this channel, you'll know that I am an investor in Palantir. Relatively speaking, it is my largest holding out of all the stocks that I hold. Nothing I say on this channel is financial advice. I'm just a dude on the internet. I'm not a financial advisor. My goal is to hold Palantir for 10 or 20 years, and I started buying in November 2022 when it was in the high 20s. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It recovered a little bit, but at the time of this recording, it's still at about 108, I believe. And speaking of stocks, Google just tumbled about 10% today as of right now. And that's because Apple, in its web browser, Safari, it no longer wants to use Google as the default search engine, but instead it might provide some AI search tools. And so that caused Google to tumble. And also today is Fed Day. The Federal Reserve, the FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee meeting, where the Federal Reserve will announce whether they're going to change interest rates or not. The markets widely expect them to do nothing, not to change the interest rate. And that's what I expect too. And at this time, we've passed the 2-minute mark. So if you haven't made any progress, please stop trying to poop, precautionarily wipe your butt, get up, move on with your day, come back to the channel another time. If you are making progress and your turtle head has popped out, let's continue. So again, today is Fed Day. The Federal Reserve, which is basically the central bank of the US, they decide interest rates, they print the money, they can tighten fiscally and pull away money from the country. And so while they probably won't do anything with interest rates today, Federal Chair Jerome Powell will make a speech today. And if his speech is hawkish, meaning he wants to tighten finances, perhaps hike interest rates, or say that there will be less interest rates this year, or interest rate cuts this year, or none, that will be considered a hawkish sentiment as opposed to a dovish sentiment. But anyway, so if it's a hawkish sentiment, that's gonna, I believe, affect the markets in a negative way. And then if Trump comes back and says, oh, I'm gonna fire Powell, I'm gonna terminate him, I think that's gonna tank the market even further. But in reality, I don't think President Trump will say that he's gonna fire Jerome Powell, because he's already said that, and then he backtracked on what he said. But instead, I believe President Trump will say something like, oh, I disapprove, or I don't like Fed Chair President Jerome Powell's statement. So that's all going to play out in the next few hours or days. And in other economic news, the U.S. officials, including Secretary of Treasury Bessent, they're going to talk to their Chinese counterparts and hopefully work out a trade deal, because we all know this 125%, 145%, whatever tariff on Chinese goods, it's not sustainable. It's going to make the cost of living for us Americans so much higher. It's going to cause inflation to go up. So yeah, the world is volatile at the very least. And speaking of global volatility, sadly, in the last day or so, or few hours, we just found out that India has performed some airstrikes against Pakistan, and many people were killed. And India lost at least 2 aircraft. Pakistan claims that they shot down 2 or multiple Indian fighter jets. And man, that's just really, really sad news. It's just really unfortunate. The world, I just want global peace, like peace in the world. We're all humans. We have so much in common. We're just fighting over these, like, if you step back and see the big picture, it's just, we all want the same thing. Same things in life, more or less. At this time, we've definitely passed the 5-minute mark. I just want to say, I want to end on a good note. Yesterday was Teacher Appreciation Day, Teachers Day, and this week is Teachers Appreciation Week. So thank you to all the teachers for educating our youth. This is such an important part of human society. So thank you so much. And please stop pooping, wipe your butt, flush, and get up and move on with your day. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, poop heads. Till next time.